Titans. We're here with Carla and Heidi of
Hi.
ButcherBabies.
Hi.
Absolute beauties.
Oh.
So, first off, I guess I kind of want to ask you guys, do you have any kind of a pre-show routine or like any kind of a pump up that you do? Are you superstitious?
Well, usually it's not sitting in the back of a car. We're in the back of a car because we flew in for this little festival and it's just a one-day thing. So we rented what is this?
A Tahoe. So you're in our dressing room.
Yeah. So we'll probably pump some jams on the stereo.
We'll probably throw on some Stitches, some Attila, Lil' Kim.
We listen to the most
Run the
random
Jewels.
things you can imagine before we go on stage. We always get ready together, put our makeup on together, and get dressed together, and we joke around, bust each other's balls, and listen to the most annoying music you can think of.
Nice. Whatever gets the juices flowing, right?
Yeah.
It's all good.
We warm up together. I think that's our biggest pump up. We warm up together. We do some screams, some hooting and hollering.
Make fun of each other's warm-ups. We have very specific warm-ups.
She has this one that she
Nice.
does. She's like, oh, and I'm like, duh. So it's fun.
Nice. Well, you have. I mean, if you didn't make fun of each other, where would you be?
I
right?
know,
Like,
exactly.
let's be
It's
honest.
part of being a friend. If you can tease each other relentlessly and know that you're not going to get punched in the face by the other one. That's a good thing.
That's a good friend.
Not on Tuesday.
Some days.
Well, having said that, Kay, we're in the back of a van or truck or whatever you want to call it. Do you guys miss having the chance to sort of, I don't know, have a good shower, really like not blow dry your hair or blow dry it or what, like all the girly things that you kind of miss out on?
We've been on tour almost nonstop for the last 4 years, and you'd be surprised at how quickly you adjust to tour life and not being able to access a shower whenever you want one, and just having to figure out how to do your hair, how to do your makeup in the most horrible situations. You just learn how to do it, and you also remember that within 5 minutes of being on stage, your hair's going to get fucked up anyways, so it doesn't really matter.
I mean, you've seen us play. It's like, what's the point of doing all this?
Honestly.
And we sweat off the makeup, but I think we don't really miss it, because when I get home, I find myself kind of in the same routine anyways. I'm like, why do I need all this stuff? I live out of a suitcase, 10 months out of the year. So,
Definitely learn how to scale your life down touring.
yeah, I still I'll shower every day at home, but I still only wash my hair very, very infrequently. So we get used to it. Barely brushing her. It's funny on tour, we talk about it, we're like, oh, this day is going to be one of those you're lucky to brush your teeth days.
Oh man, I actually brought little like fake waterless toothbrushy thingies for
I've
today
seen
because I'm
those.
like, oh my god, I don't know if I can survive the day, right? Like, and just having said that, I mean, you guys are very like fit, obviously conscious of what you eat, etc., etc. Do you find that it's really tough on the road, or I mean, after 4 years, you must have some tricks?
It's really not. Now we tour on a bus. We can go grocery shopping and have food, in our refrigerator that we can make.
We even have a grill we can cook on.
Yeah, so we can eat healthy. We've got, and even when we didn't have a refrigerator, there's places you can go. You can always find something healthy everywhere you go. You just make the right choices.
Right on.
And we also work out every day, and of course, being on stage is a huge workout.
Oh,
Yeah,
totally.
We like
yeah.
to bring weights, and we have routines that we do. And, we find it's very important, especially to keep the stamina up for our stage show. So,
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like an everyday thing.
Nice. So, you mentioned like 4 years, basically relentless touring. Have you guys been working on new music on the road, or like, do you have a plan for a new album?
We always are working on music somewhat. We're always writing down lyrics in our notebooks. The guys are always coming up with new riffs. But now we're at home for quite a while, throughout the rest of the year, just trips here and there. And so we've been working on an album at home for the first time in years, and it's really cool. Our last album we had to write mostly on the road in like stolen moments, and now that we're home, we can really focus and dive into it, and it feels really good.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to sit in a room together and actually write, whereas the last album that we wrote was so funny because every single off day we would find a rehearsal studio, or we'd get into a venue early and we'd write the album. We'd unload all of our stuff and play and write the album together. So this is really nice to be able to actually be at home and do it. Been home you know, most of the summer, and it's been kind of cool to have a summer at home.
Nice, I bet.
We haven't had that in years, so
Yeah.
it's been cool.
No, that's wild. So on the road then, who's the shit disturber? Like there's always somebody. So who's stirring the pot when you guys are on the road?
Gosh, I think we've learned how to live with each other and deal with each other's personalities. We live in such a tiny space. You know, tour buses are tiny spaces, especially when you've got between 8 and 12 people, you know, in that area. So we've learned how to, like I said, just avoid confrontation. You know, we all like to get a little drunk and hang out sometimes and be silly, but most of the time you'll find us all hanging out together when the bus is going down the freeway listening to,
Listening like old country
songs and jamming or dancing
90s
around.
night.
Nice.
Yeah, we get along really well, and you know, we've been a band for 7 years, and it's really interesting how you can actually still get along. If there were a shit starter, though, it's any of the boys. It's not us.
Of course, yeah, of course not.
We never have PMS and start trouble.
Ever.
Ever.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm a girl, I understand. We are so
Totally
not the shit
level-headed.
disturbers, so not the pot stirrers. Yeah, absolutely. Nice. So having said all that, is there anything that you guys just want to get out there to the fans that you don't? I mean, you guys are absolutely amazing for your fan, not only your fan base, but just touching base with your fans and like physically being there for your fans. Is there anything?
We love the interaction.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And
like
we've encountered so many, you know, friends and that have turned into family on the road. It's very interesting because when we go from city to city, it's almost like a reunion with, you know, different friends here and there, and you know, our fan base is so incredible. They welcome us and they bring us gifts, they make us food, and it's cool to have that. And like I said, they've turned into family. So I hate even the word fans because it's really, they're friends, and they are the ones who allow you to, you know, live your dream and do all this crazy shit that we do. And so they're friends.
nice. Any final thoughts or anything you want to throw out there? Or?
I mean,
Other-
ButcherBabies,
Yeah, just get
early
excited for album
2017.
Nice.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
pretty pumped on it. We've got some really neat stuff in the works.
Right on.
Some new cookings.
Good. No, because I mean, we've all been absolutely like just blown away by the last 2 albums and the
Oh,
EPs.
thank you.
So, new stuff is going to be just
Yeah.
absolutely like. I mean, everybody's out there like praying for water in the desert, right? We're like ButcherBabies. So,
Oh, well, thank you.
right on. Good. Well, if that's it, I can check this thing out.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Cool.
you.
All right.